Into the Danny, March 11th, 2026. And today we are here at the worldwide leader in coffee, Starbucks. We're here to try their new spring menu, which released about 10 days ago. I want to say 9 to 10 days ago. We're going to go in there and we're going to see what they got. Okay, we're going to be trying, I'm reading off my phone here, the iced lavender cream chai, the iced Ube Coconut Macchiato. I'm personally most excited for that one. And we're going to be trying the toasted coconut latte. I'm not going to drink all three of these. I am going to get them all three with no classic, which means no sugar. If you're not familiar with the Starbucks lingo. But yeah, we're going to have a couple sips of a few. I'm going to take one. I'm going to bring the other two to Melissa and Sophia. Like, subscribe, and let's roll. Guys, I'm also going to talk a little bit about today the founder of Starbucks moving from Washington State, where Starbucks was founded in Washington State, Seattle, and he's now moving to Florida, Miami, Florida, where I'm from. So, yeah, that's good for Florida. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to get too into it, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on it too while we review the drinks. All right, there you have a look at the new spring menu. You got the iced Ube Coconut Macchiato, looks really good, the purple one. The toasted coconut, we're also trying that one. The matcha drinks are good. I don't think they're particularly new, but yeah, matcha, well, fan of matcha. It doesn't have that much caffeine. It does have caffeine, but not as much as coffee or espresso. Typically, my drink is 5 espresso shots over ice and a little bit of cream. I do not get sugar in it, even though one time a guy was like, well, you get a little bit of sugar in the cream. Okay, buddy, well, whatever. But still, it's not as bad when you don't include any classic syrup or sugar. Just a quick shot of some of the classic merch here at Starbucks. You know, you got your mugs and whatnot. You got your green mugs here, probably. I mean, those probably run you maybe, $200-300, but it doesn't matter. You know, you got your coffee up here. You got your different kinds. What they do sell at Starbucks that I like is the different sorts of blends of coffee. So blonde espresso is always a good choice. Shout out to Tony and Jenny, who got me hooked on the grinding of the beans before I brew my home coffee. But there you go, Komodo. I always wanted to try that Komodo Dragon one. Maybe it's just a name, but I want to try it. The darker roast. There goes another one, espresso. Even though I'm in a public place, I do like to remain respectful. So if you guys hear me talking a little bit low, I apologize, but I like to remain respectful when I'm in a public setting. But either way, just waiting on my drinks. I'm pretty excited to try it. And I'll give you my thoughts. One of the reasons I love coming to Starbucks is because, like Disney World, you get to really see a nice slice of America when you come in here. But like I said, I'm going to talk a little bit after I rate the drinks. I'm going to talk a little bit about the move of the CEO of Starbucks from the state of Washington, Seattle area where he's from, to Miami, Florida, my hometown. Obviously, he was avoiding the wealth tax, which is anybody that earns over $1 million, now they have to pay. Basically, it's 9.9, but 10% in taxes, state income tax. So he's avoiding that. He's also moving a big segment of the Starbucks operations team from Seattle to Nashville, Tennessee. So again, it doesn't surprise me that a lot of these states that are sadly run by people that just lack common sense. And again, we don't get political on this channel, but nobody's gonna want to pay that, right? So people are already taxed enough. It doesn't matter if he's a billionaire. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. It doesn't matter if you have a few $100,000. Nobody wants to give 10% more in taxes, whether it's the state or the federal level. Okay, here we have the 3 drinks of the new spring menu for Starbucks, and we're gonna try first the Grande Iced Lavender Cream Chai. I'll give you my review now. We also have here the Grande Iced Ube Coconut Macchiato. And then here, because I like my drinks cold, we got the Grande Iced Toasted Coconut Latte. Let's do it. Okay, first up the bat is the Grande Iced Lavender Cream Chai. Oh, sorry. The Grande Iced Lavender Cream Chai. Let's give it my review. Oops. All right, here we go. Now, these drinks, I get them with no classic, no sugar, because I'm not a big sugar person. So, whether you believe it or not, let's try it. All right. Oh, iced lavender cream chai. No, that's not a flavor for me. Tastes like cough medicine. It's not terrible. It tastes like a little bit like cough medicine, but let me give you one more sip and I'll give you my 1 out of 10. I'm gonna go 6 out of 10 on that one. Yeah, it doesn't. It tastes like a cough medicine flavored protein shake. That's the best analogy that I can give you. But no, that's no good. Okay, second up to bat, we got the Grande Iced Ube Coconut Macchiato. I already had a little sip, so I cheated a little bit, but I think I'm gonna really like this one. Okay, here we go. Grande Iced Ube Coconut Macchiato. Ube, I believe, is a Filipino flavor or delicacy, ice cream, whatever it is, sweet. So let me give it a shot. And look, it's got these little, like, I don't know if you can see it with the camera. Hold on. They got like a little, like, granola stuff in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. All right, let's give it a try. Yeah, little granola is good too. And it has the macchiato with a little bit of espresso up top, milk at the bottom. You can see it right there. 3 layers of flavor, depth of flavor, which is nice. Nice little coffee. I'm a coffee connoisseur at this point, right? I've been drinking it every day my whole life. So, okay. The notes of espresso are hitting the back of my throat here. And I feel excitement. I feel like I'm in the mountains of Colombia, smelling beans with the farmers. So this is going to be an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. All right, and then lastly and third up the bat is the Grande Iced Toasted Coconut Latte. All right, let's give this cup of sugar a quick little sip and see if I like it. All right, here we go. Toasted coconut latte. This, you know what this tastes like? Get one more sip. I want to be certain of what I'm saying. That tastes like, right? You know when you're washing dishes and it's that big, like a puddle of water in your sink? You got like a puddle of water in your sink and it's all full of just a bunch of different nasty stuff, right? That's like if you got that and you blended it and then you said, threw some ice in it and boom, that's what that tastes like. So that's gonna be a 2 out of 10 for me. But, wow, God, that's terrible. Woo! Should I keep this one or should I give it to Sophia and Melissa? They're lucky, I love them. So for the winner is obviously gonna be the Grande Iced Coconut Macchiato. The 3 little flavors, you know, the milk, the espresso, I believe this is, and the lavender ube. It's a winner. I remember when I went to San Paguita, that's a Filipino ice cream bar, and they had a bunch of different ube stuff. You can watch that video. Yeah, that ice cream was awesome. Probably the best ice cream I've ever had. You know, and you're talking to a guy who's been to Cold Stone once or twice, that's for sure. Starbucks, while, and I'm gonna go outside in a minute now, but while yes, it's technically a coffee shop, at this point it's become a dessert drink shop. I mean, all kinds of different, basically just sugar with coffee, and then what they do is they flavor it up. You know what I mean? They put lavender, they put caramel or chocolate. It just basically, for me, Starbucks, unless you're getting a straight coffee or espresso shot like me, you're getting, and by the way, I drink 5 shots, that comes out to about 450 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is what, excuse me, again, this is not medical advice, but it's what the American Heart Association, that is my experience, recommends. 450 milligrams of caffeine per day, or less, obviously. But at this point, Starbucks is a dessert shop. Every time I see somebody get a drink with this much whipped cream and it's 5 pumps of liquid sugar, that's what it is. It's not a coffee anymore. Just a quick look at one of the Starbucks here by Disney World. This is on 192, which is, it's kind of like the road you go to if you want to go eat or go get something outside of Disney World and not leave too far. But this is basically it. This is the entrance. They renovated it pretty recently, and it's right next to the CVS, 2 minutes from Celebration. So I like this Starbucks. They run a good operation here. All right, we're done with Starbucks. We're here on the Celebration Trail system, getting a couple steps in, making our way over to Spring Lake. All right, we're back here on the Celebration Trail system. We're out of Starbucks. Shout out to the 192 crew in Starbucks. Always take care of me, always very nice. I'm gonna give you some final thoughts and wrap up the video. Not a long video, but wanted to get something up today. Here we are in Spring Lake. Looking nice and calm, beautiful day. Just a couple clouds in the sky. From what I understand, there's a big thunderstorm coming across, like a big band thunderstorm coming across the whole state of Florida into tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Every Wednesday reminds me of one of my favorite commercials ever. You remember that commercial with the camel that he'd be walking in the office, like a giant camel for some reason is walking in an office, and he's like, Mike. And he walks up to Mike, and Mike doesn't want to respond, and he's kind of like just at his computer, and the camel just keeps going, Mike. And Mike just goes, what? He goes, Hump Day! When you're about to hit the big 4-0, and again, see, every time I'm walking in nature, something happens. It wouldn't surprise me if the next time I do this video, a whale jumps out of the water and splashes. But yeah, man, the world is... So the Starbucks CEO and founder, Howard Schultz. If you don't know the story of how Starbucks was founded, quick little history lesson here. You guys know I love history. Starbucks was founded by Howard Schultz, right? When he started Starbucks, I'll go a little tangent here. You're talking about, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s. And at that time in America, people didn't go out and get coffee at a place like Starbucks. It just didn't exist. Folgers was the big coffee brand. A lot of people told him and said, hey, nobody in America is going to pay $4 or $5 for a cup of coffee. I know in the beginning, from what I remember of the story, he didn't have the money, and the few little stores that he had, I think he had 1 or 2 stores, excuse me, checking my phone here, were failing. So he was always somebody that believed in the concept. So he's down to 1 or 2 stores, something like that. And he eventually has to ask, of all people, Bill Gates, whatever you think about him, I don't think highly of him. I don't think anything about him, to be honest with you. He had to ask Bill Gates' father, for money to continue his idea of Starbucks, which is, at the time, I guess you could call it an upscale version of the coffee or cafe experience. Not cafe, because he didn't serve food like that, but of the coffee experience. Yeah, and he kept on, and eventually the rest was history. Either way, it's just a regular old Wednesday. You know, called a lady today from a carpet cleaning service, and for some reason, when I was speaking to this lady to come clean the carpet, for some reason, she just kept laughing. I mean, I was just asking her very basic questions, like how much does it cost, and when can they come out, and she kept giggling. I don't know, I was like, I was at the point where I was almost like, why do you keep giggling? I mean, I don't know. Did you take a giggling mushroom, or are you watching some good cartoons while we're speaking, or what seems to be the problem? And this leads me to my other point. And I know I'm kind of just going from thing to thing, but just giving you a little update on what my day in the last couple of days has been like. But it just feels like more and more today, you run into people almost on a daily basis that you just kind of look at you kind of think to yourself, like, what is going on in the world? You know what I mean? Like, just people that say things, do things. Like, I went to Starbucks now, and there's this young lady who rings me up, and I know that she was born in, and look, listen, I love Starbucks. I've run into so many great Starbucks employees, but I think we all know what I'm saying when I say Starbucks can, some Starbucks employees can be a little eccentric. Let's just leave it at that, right? And when I went to order my drink today, this is an American girl, right? She's born in America. She just starts talking to me like in a South American Spanish English accent. So let me give you an example, right? She was like, every time she's like, "Oh, hey, how are you? Okay, what are you gonna have?" Da da da, blah blah, right? I pay, okay. Today she was like, "Hello, and what are you gonna have right now? Oh, that's so delicious. Oh, yes, would you like a?" And I'm just like, why is she talking to me in this accent? So again, back to the lady that, at the carpet place, she's just giggling, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like, I hate to say this, but I kind of wanted to tell her, if I call your boss and tell her you keep giggling and I cancel this order, are you gonna still be giggling? I don't know, maybe it's me. I'm just getting older, a little more grumpy once in a while, but yeah, man. Just sometimes that's the way days go, Sometimes you have days where the little things bother you, like I'm out here doing this video and everybody's walking their dogs. Do people in celebration say beep, 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 and there's a big siren, walk your dogs? It's crazy, but that's part of getting older, right? Little things start to bother you and annoy you, but obviously there's much worse things going on in the world, for sure. Guys, before I end the video, just want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff I'm going to be doing coming up now for the channel. Thinking about getting out to Disney World probably tomorrow. Probably going to go to a park. That's the funny thing about this. I don't even plan which park I go to. So it's like, I've been to Epcot already a few times, so recently. So probably gonna get out to, I want to go to Animal Kingdom. I haven't been there yet for the channel. So if tomorrow I can get out to Animal Kingdom, see if I can. If not, I'll probably do Hollywood Studios. Let's see what we do. Got some other cool things lined up. Want to get back to the villages. Gonna go out there and probably give it the same review I did it last time and get yelled at in the comments by the residents. or some of the residents at least. But that's always fun. Either way, want to get back out to the Scientology protest, but yeah, I know I'm rambling. We're gonna end the video here. I know this is not the longest video ever, but wanted to get something up, and pretty much that's it. You guys, thank you for always watching. Like, subscribe, please share the video, and I will see you tomorrow.